Maranatha and Shabbat Shalom, or Good Sabbath, however you greet each other on this day, Gudus Shabbos. Today is day 12 of No Nut November. Some people call it NoFap November. The trend going around is no nut November, which means that people who normally fap or pleasure themselves, they don't do it for this whole month. So if you've been successful at this, this will be day 12 for you. I'm committing to this month personally. It's one of the hardest challenges of being a human being, specifically a male human being. And let me just tell you, it's one of the hardest things in life. It's No Nut November, or no nutting period. So I'm going to go over some of my personal thoughts in the last 12 days. This is one of the hardest things to even talk about. It's not easy to talk about this because there's a lot of shame associated with this practice of people who look at pornography, or they masturbate to pornography or whatever it is, whether it's to pornography or just fantasizing of things in your mind. That is a challenge. To pretend like Christians or Jews or Muslims or whatever you are, whatever faith, don't deal with this is to deny reality. It's to deny reality. You're not living in reality if this is not a problem for you. I'm not talking about pornography across the board. I'm talking about the challenges that come with trying to stay chaste in your mind and your thoughts and your actions. It's an issue of the heart. So for someone to really not just do this 30 days or 31 days of no fap or whatever, the month of November, to be successful at this, you have to go to a higher power to really be successful. I've seen videos of this guy named Nimbo. He's got this channel, Nimbo, and every day he uploads at least one video of him posting about either a video or whatever of a attractive woman, attractive female, and he's tempting himself to relapse. I don't think he realizes this, that when you lose the battle of the heart, you will lose the battle of the eyes. And then what happens after that is you lose the battle of the body. And you lose NoFap. You lose No Nut November because you gave in to your eyes, which your body followed after, and then you relapse, or you reach your whatever, you break it. You break the No Nut November. So I want to talk about relapsing and No Nut November. I had a really good streak going. I started it in December of 2020, December 20th to be exact, and it came to an end, unfortunately. I have the exact date as well. It says here July 20th. I had a 212-day streak. I can tell you the details of how it happened and what I was viewing or whatever I did. But that's not the important point. The important point is I lost the battle of my heart. On that day, I lost the battle of my eyes. I was not able to control my eyes that day, and my body followed, my hands followed, and I relapsed. But 212 days from December, the end of December 2020 to July 2021, that was my personal best in my entire life. My previous best was 180 days around there. Maybe more than that, but anyhow, it was back in, I think, 2018. I started around June 2018, and it came to an end around January 2019. During these 2 streaks, I experienced immense personal growth. Character-wise, I became a more mature person, and I also experienced many milestone events in my life. In the first one, I was seeing a lot of opportunities present themselves, and life was just really great. I was very healthy. And during the second one, the most recent one, in 2021, I started this channel. Actually, this channel has been up, but I rebranded this channel and I took this more seriously, my calling and this mission that I believe God gave to me. The third one, which I'm currently in right now, which is officially is day 12, but unofficially it's actually day 19 because I started a week before this month began. It remains to be seen what will happen. This is a very significant year for me. And scripturally, it's very significant as well. So I'm going to go over some thoughts. First, I'm just going to talk about my emotions. These times we live in are incredibly challenging for not just being a man, but being a single man. That's a tough, it's double tough, to use a 1984 lingo. And when you have access to the internet, as I do, and maybe not everybody does, but as you may have access to the internet, as you do right now, those watching this, there's a temptation to just go and consume or view things that are not appropriate, whether it's a movie on Netflix that contains sexual content and leads you to think those kinds of wrong thoughts, or if it is pornography itself. So I want to keep this video a little shorter than my usual. I'm going to try to end this in the next 2 minutes. But man, you know what? I think at day 9, around day 7 or day 9, I really experienced withdrawal symptoms. And that was day 9 for me, not day 9 of November. So that would have been towards the beginning of this month. I was experiencing withdrawal symptoms. I was very irritable. I had the urge to just commit something very bad. I'm not going to say what it is, but I want to do something bad. And I had to fight those urges. And what I attribute that to is the greater amount of energy that you receive from doing this. You have so much energy, and that energy, that aggressiveness, that irritability, that whatever you want to call it, all that balled up emotion swelling up, and in so many ways it's swelling up, is it's a challenge to harness that, because it is a fire and you have to know how to use that energy properly. One of the important things that I realize is it's a thought my friend came up with is, let me just go over these thoughts really quick. So my first note says, don't FAP, don't relapse. Basically, it leads to suicide. That's essentially what it is. It weakens you in so many ways, physically, immune system, mentally, emotionally. Women can tell as well that you've relapsed. They don't see it, they just can feel your energy. But these urges we have, being horny, being angry, whatever, you just, you want to look at a woman and you do look at a woman, that's not something to be ashamed of. It's like a fish saying, oh, I'm ashamed of being in water. It's normal to feel those things, but it's what you do afterwards with those feelings determines whether it is good or bad. So this is normal. Do not feel guilt or shame when you feel those emotions, when you feel that itch, so to speak, the horniness, whatever the sexual urge. This is, in fact, a call, according to my friend, to make the right decision. And I agree with him, fully agree, that this is a call to action. What are you going to do? Are you going to do the right thing? Or are you going to do the wrong thing? So that's what it is. It's not something to be ashamed of. Don't feel guilty. Don't feel ashamed. Just realize that that is a challenge for you. That's what it is. It's for you to step up. The battle begins in the mind. It then goes to the eyes, goes to the hands. And the earlier stage of the battle that you win, the easier the victory will be and the better for you. It's important for us to realize we are made, to remind ourselves we are made in the image of God, of Elohim, who has self-restraint, self-control, and we are not animals. We are made after his image, so we are capable of restraint, of self-control. Rabbi Yaron Reuven says on his YouTube channel, what is hungry when you feed it is never satiated, but when you starve it, it becomes satisfied. That is the sexual urge. Relapsing will not make you truly happy, but resisting and preserving your seed will. It is a sin to waste your seed. It is compared to a woman. You can compare it to a woman who gets rid of her eggs on purpose. Why would she do that? It is painful to her in so many ways. It will drain you, men, and myself, of our energy, our life force, because we are basically invoking a soul into the world. We are replicating ourselves. We are cloning ourselves practically. And my friend also said, we want to connect to other people. That's where it starts from. That's one of the reasons. And we think that coming or relapsing will help us to connect, but it actually has the opposite effect in both the relationships we have with the people around us and with our Creator. He also said that he thinks we live in a society that worships women. Yeah, I agree with this. And he says, I haven't met a woman that is perfect like God, but, I haven't met a man perfect like God either, although Yeshua HaMashiach is that perfect man. A woman who says and does the right thing all the time, well, you know what? There might be a woman who will come along and says and does the right thing. But I agree on the first point. Our society, our culture, I should say Western pop culture in particular, worship women. The Middle Eastern culture does not, does not at all. And this is the last thing I wanted to mention before I close this video out. If you come, it's hard to say that word, but if you relapse, if you masturbate and you waste your seed, you will be happy. You will. But how long will that happiness last? On average, I'd say 10 seconds or less, not more than that. And what happens, especially in my experience, is you end up feeling very sad, ashamed, and you feel weak. You feel bad overall. You feel lethargic for many days, whether it's 2 days, 3 days, a week, or a month. There's like a looming cloud over your head, over your body, over your well-being. You don't feel the same. But if you do not come, as Vice President Kamala Harris said, do not come. She said that in that meme. Actually, she's not really the meme, but there's a meme video going around. Do not come. You will be sad. Yeah, but how long does that sadness end? I think it lasts for about a second, less than 10 seconds for sure. But you will be happy for how long? For the future. For the next X amount of days, weeks, months, years. It's a happiness that lasts and it increases. It's like a snowball effect where it just continually grows and becomes stronger and stronger. But if you relapse, if you give in, you break that foundation, you tear down that wall, and you got to build from brick one again. And each day is like one brick. You go for 90 days, you built a 90 brick wall, and that is probably pretty tall. You could probably cover up to your waist or something, depending on how wide the wall is. But if you've been going for 6 months, let's just say 6 months to a year, that is a big wall. That's going to be a wall, depending on how big the bricks are, too, that could really shield you. Now, regarding nocturnal emissions, that's something we just can't control that. So to say that that's a sin is not really a sin in my mind, because it's not something we have control over. It's like saying that if your heart beats, that you've sinned, or you're breathing in, that's a sin. No, those are involuntary. Those are the automatic central nervous system, the ANS. It's not the CNS, I don't think. So no, that's not. I don't think that's the case. And the last thing I want to talk about before my time is up here is edging. Edging. These last 12 days, I'm going to confess right now, I've been edging every day. But did I relapse? No, I did not. When you edge, you do have a little bit of pre-cum. I'm going to confess there is a little bit. But when you edge, it's not the best, but it's a lot better than not relapsing. Some people say it's worse than relapsing. It isn't. It really isn't. I believe it is a test that you must pass. Why I say this is because during those streaks that I had, respectively, the 180 days and then the more recent 200 something days, about 7 months or so, I edged a lot, and I retained my energy, I retained my confidence during that time. I'm not saying we should all be edging. I'm saying that edging is, you're at the point where you could lose the battle, but it is a strong test, a very challenging test for the male to become a man and just to say no and to put an end to it. So what you will find, or what I found, is that you can relapse, or not relapse, but you can edge, but and not relapse for, let's just say, a month. The first month you edge every day. The second month, what you will find is you will edge a lot less. You won't be edging every day, maybe every other day. In the third month, maybe once a week. But that will become less frequent, I believe. And it's not just a belief. It's actually what I experienced, is that towards the end of my streaks, I was very good. I won't even look at something that was inappropriate, meaning I won't even look at a woman's ankle or a woman's cleavage or a woman's upper arm or a woman's lower neck, like even up to here. I wouldn't even look at their collarbone. And if I did, I would be very excited. Yeah. So that's my report for today, is day 12. And I want to do a daily video for the rest of this month for this NoFap vlog, or no, not November vlog. And if I relapse, I will make a video on that. I don't plan to. I plan to be successful at this month, at the very least. And my long-term plan, I'm going to say it here so I'm accountable, is to do this for a year. So if I do relapse, let's just say, I'll give myself a cheat day. I don't know if that's even something that I should do, but a year from when I started, which would be, let's just say, the end of December 2022. So by the end of next year, that's when I give myself permission to, although I don't think that's a good idea, but that's how long I want to keep this going at the minimum. It's a very high bar I just set for myself. So I just pray for you all you men who are doing this. And if you failed, just pick it up again. It's not doing 30 days perfectly. Just, let's say you relapsed once, then just keep it at 1, or you did it 2, 3 times or 7 times. Keep it there. Don't go past that, and have a record-setting month, whether it's, you relapsed 20 times last month and now you're only going to do 7 times for no, not November, you helped yourself and you had a small victory. Just in December, make sure, try to do better in December and make that your no nut month. So thank you very much for your time. Uh, this is a topic not many people want to talk about or listen to. Maybe listening to it is a bit easier than talking about it, because when you open up about this topic, you open yourself up to attacks and people shaming you and making you feel guilty. But this is just a normal part of life. It's normal in terms of feeling this way, but it's not normal to do it. Doing it is not normal. It is sinful. It is evil. So that's it. And I'm going to end the stream now.